If you had the chance to help someone in need, would you take it? What if you had the chance to help save multiple lives? Today I'm going to persuade you that the United States should implement an opt-out organ donor system. By converting to this system, you all will have the chance to help save multiple lives and leave your legacy behind. After all, Desk from World Organ Donation Day 2019 states that the gift of organ donation is the greatest gift of all. As a registered organ donor myself, and after the multitude of research I've done on this subject, I am credible to speak to you today. Today I'm going to discuss the problem of how many people are in need of a life-saving organ. Then I'm going to give you a solution, which is for the United States to implement an opt-out organ donor policy. And lastly, I'm going to tell a brief story about how organ donation has impacted the lives of many people. The problem is that the people in need of a life-saving organ grows every day. Organ Donation Statistics 2019 reports that there are 113,000 plus people on the national transplant waiting list, and every 10 minutes another person is added to that list. Organ Donation Statistics 2019 also reports that 95% of people support organ donation, however, only 58% of people are actually organ donors. Organ Procurement and Transplantation Network 2019 states that more than 5,000 of these people live here in Florida. Half Cost in the Vanderbilt Law Review 2019, Volume 72, Number 2, page 61, states that the problem with organ shortage is the current U.S. opt-in system fails to reach its fullest potential because eligible descendants never express their desire to become or not become organ donors. Therefore, family members refuse to consent to donation or they cannot be contacted in time. As you can see here, this small green area is the number of donors we have. And this large pink area are the number of people on the waiting list. Without these life-saving organs, these people in pink are either going to live a poor quality of life or even lose their life waiting on a transplant. Now that you understand the dire need of organs, I'm going to give you a solution. The solution I present to you today is for the United States to implement an opt-out organ donor policy. An opt-out policy is a policy where there is presumed consent to organ donation unless a person expresses otherwise by opting out. Schreiber, in an opt-out policy increases organ donation, explains that in countries such as Austria, laws make organ donation the default option at the time of death, so people must explicitly opt out of organ donation. In these so-called opt-out countries, more than 90% of people donated their organs at their time of death. Yet in countries such as the United States and Germany, people must explicitly opt into organ donation if they wish to donate their organs. In these so-called opt-in countries, fewer than 15% of people donated their organs at the time of death. According to Advent Health 2019, when you donate an organ, you do not have the chance to just help save one life, but you have the chance to help up to 85 people in need. There are 12 different tissues and organs that can be donated to help people in need. By donating, you can save 8 lives, restore sight to 2 blind people, and heal the lives of 75 others with your tissues. I know there has been some controversy about going to the hospital and the hospital staff knowing that you're a registered organ donor, and if you need serious treatment, that they will not work as hard to save your life. And as a hospital staff employee myself, I can tell you that would be unethical. In fact, the Mayo Clinic 2019 states that when you go to the hospital for treatment, the staff is focused on saving your life, not the life of someone else. I know other people may say I'm too old to donate, or what if my organs aren't healthy enough? And just because one of your organs aren't healthy enough doesn't mean that there are not other tissues or other healthy organs that you have that you can donate. Again, the Mayo Clinic 2019 states that there is no definite cutoff age for organ donation. Doctors decide at the time of death which organs are viable. I also understand people who have certain religious beliefs and values feel that presumed consent to organ donation takes away from everything they believe in, and that is why with this policy, you will be able to opt out of organ donation if you wish to not donate your organs. Now that I've presented to you the problem of organ shortage and the solution to it, I'm going to tell a brief story about how organ donation has impacted the lives of many people. Organdonor.gov, in an article titled Family Turns Tragedy into Blessing for Many, 2018, tells a brief story about how a 21-year-old saved the lives of 6 people by donating his organs. After suffering fatal brain injuries in a car crash, Anand's family decided to donate his organs. His pancreas, liver, heart, and kidneys were all donated to save the lives of 6 people. Anand's father said, No one knows when they may die, but when you go, you can leave a legacy. He says, should anything happen to you, you will be a blessing to somebody's family. As long as the sun shines, you will be remembered. It has been reported, and as you can tell from the brief story I just told, that organ donation helps the families with their grieving processes as they find comfort in knowing that they turned their tragedy into somebody else's happy ending. In fact, Barrett, in an article titled Organ Donation, The Power to Change Lives 2014, in a recent survey, family members told us they were motivated by the prospect that something positive could come out of their loss, that someone else would have a better life, and that in a way their family member lives on. If we put this policy into place, we will be able to hear more heartwarming stories like this every day. But if we continue to ignore this problem, organ donation statistics from Donate Life America states that 8,000 people will die each year from lack of organ donation, and 22 people will die each day because an organ was not donated on time. In closing, until this opt-out policy is put into place, I'm going to urge you all to become organ donors. If more people were aware of how simple it was to become an organ donor and the many benefits it brings, then together we could help save more lives. If you feel like making a difference today, then I urge you to check the box next time you go to renew your license, or go online to organdonor.gov and register to become one. Today we discussed the problem of how many people are waiting on that life-saving organ. Then I gave you a solution, which was for the United States to implement an opt-out organ donor policy. And lastly, I told a brief story about how organ donation does not only help save one life, but multiple lives and the legacy you can leave behind. I hope I have persuaded at least one of you to make a difference today. What if one day it is you or a family member on that waiting list? Wouldn't you hope someone would be willing to help? Thank you. Are there any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Can I donate an organ if I'm still alive?
Yes, you can be a living donor and you can donate organs such as, you can donate one of your kidneys or you can donate a part of your liver. Any more questions? Yes.
What are the risks for someone that's living that donates organs?
Well, there are many risks to surgeries, but before you decide to donate or go into surgery, a thorough evaluation is done on you, such as a physiological exam and a psychological examination to make sure that you are, one, healthy enough, and two, mentally aware of what exactly you're doing. Yes?
How do I know that my organs will be used?
Well, there isn't a 100% chance that your organs will be used. Like I said, the doctors decide which organs are viable at the time of death. But once you do donate, the doctors will run matches and labs to make sure that you're a match for someone else. Yes?
Can a person with a health issue such as diabetes still donate?
Yes, maybe if your kidneys have been damaged from diabetes, you might not be able to donate a kidney, but there are other things that you can donate, such as your liver, skin, eyes, things like that. Any more questions? Okay, thank you.